Alright guys, I started a SSF Huntress because I wanted to do a leveling guide for Huntress per Ranger. And it was faster than I thought. In a few hours I am already finished Act 3. I think you can use this leveling to later transition into my Glacial Lance build. So the Huntress and the Ranger has the best position in the tree. There are a lot of very good nodes here for the early stage. A lot of damage, speed, and generally it's just the best area. That's why I'm kind of worried from the Druid start. I hope they did a great job in this area because we have to get a few better nodes here to make this part of the tree viable. So we are using a crossbow spear combo. You want to get a crossbow as soon as you can. The best if the first boss drops it. Then you can get your explosive grenades. Actually grenades they didn't nerf any of them, so they are still really good. So use explosive grenades, and I am using explosive spear also because when you shoot your grenades and then throw your spear, the grenades will detonate the spear also, and it's actually a really nice combo. And we are using Fangs of Frost for attacking, and also use fragmentation round because the weapon swapping is really smooth and you freeze a bunch with Fangs of Frost. So with fragmentation round you can consume the freeze and it's an explosion, so it makes it more easier to clear. I forgot to use it on Act 1, I don't know why, but it makes it more easier to clear everything. Skills and super gems, you kinda want to see this after Act 1. Maybe you will have less super gem, but I tell you the order. So first skill, explosive grenade. If you don't get a crossbow early, then explosive spear, you use this. And you use the simple spear stab until you can get Fangs of Frost. You need the first super gem to multi-shot into explosive grenade, and then attack speed onto the simple stab and or Fangs of Frost. When you get this, you need a level 3 skill gem for Fangs of Frost. So until then you use rapid attacks into the simple stab. And then you put the +1 limit into explosive spear. This is the free super gem you use on the skills. Then you get rage, and then in fragmentation rounds you use rapid attacks, and then just put the damage when you get the super gems. So this is the method on the Act 1, and this will stay. Later you put freeze here, more freeze build up, and rapid attacks into explosive grenades for more attack speed. And your first spirit skill is Herald of Ash. Get as soon as you can when you're on the hunting grounds. It makes much more easier to clear packs. Your items are full armor. That's it. Never spend exalted orbs because you can buy for one exalted orb a lot of good weapons. This is SSF, but I just want to show you how easy to even do it in SSF. But when the league starts, you can buy good weapons for one exalted orb, so never spend exalted orb. Build armor. Every item is armor. You can use a shield in your hand, gives you more armor. I'm using a buckler here, but actually later I won't use anything because I'm using the 10-5% more attack speed keystone. But if you don't have that experience against the bosses that you get caught with the attacks, then and you just blast through on Act 2 also. Try to get better weapons, of course, and lightning resist for Act 2. And you can get your Ascendancy. I'm actually did it lower level, I was level 20, so it's like 2 level lower than the key, but you can clear it pretty fast and get a big power up with the Ascendancy. So if you are on a Huntress, I advise you to choose Amazon because the predatory instinct helps a lot against bosses, and then later on Act 3 go critical strike. But if you are still go for ritualists, then Blood Bowl is buffed. They take 15% more damage if you hitting an enemy with corrupted blood on it, so this is nice. And you can go for the +1 ring slot, but these are all hurt at the beginning pretty badly. So I think it's better to start with Amazon and then later roll into ritualist. If you are leveling up on a ranger, then first you go for Tailwind, and then later on Act 3 you get called shot and put sniper marks on it. This will help you because on Act 3 we are using Glacial Spear and it helps generating frenzy charges for it. So I wouldn't start with Pathfinder. I think that eye is much better for early on, but if you start with this, then get the new multi-choice Ascendancy passive skill that will give you +4 points. That can help, but other than that, the movement speed not really help us in this situation. So start with that eye and later transition into Pathfinder. The game style on Act 2 is the same. You just shoot your grenades in front of you, then launch a spear, or you don't really need to use explosive spear on trash mobs, and then just lure the monsters into the blast. Everything will destroy. And I know that the Act 2 boss usually a very big problem for casual players. So as you can see here, the DPS is actually pretty high. I am on SSF with shitty weapons, and you just need to roll a few times and use your explosive grenade, explosive twin, and Fangs of Frost. You can kill it in a 10 second, and if you have enough armor and lightning resist, the damage is not that high. On the beginning of Act 3, the game style is the same. As I said, if you are scared, just use a shield, it will help a lot. And just go for your second spirit skill. If you have lightning damage on your crossbow, then you go for Herald of Thunder. It helps with the clearing. But if you have cold mostly, then Herald of Ice is better, and later we will just use Herald of Ice. Here is the full monkey fight for you. So around the end of Act 3, before the Viper fight in Utsal, you want to have Glacial Lance, Herald of Ice, and Combat Frenzy, because with these you can start freezing a bunch, and of course you are still using Fangs of Frost in close range. And because of this, you don't really use the explosive grenade and spear or for trash mobs anymore, but you use Glacial Lance and fragmentation rounds, and Glacial Lance will freeze everything, and you just fire one fragmentation rounds and everything explodes. So it's pretty easy and feels good. So this is how you move forward with the build. And this is it. So I had a really bad weapon at the end. I was pretty unlucky with the gambles and the crafting. As I said, this is SSF. So in a simple league, you will have much better weapons, that it will be so much faster. And the other stuff are armor resist, and damage where you can get. Of course, we would prefer more resist. And the passive tree looks like this. So on Act 1, you start here, you go for these. And then when you finish, you just go and take these nodes. If you don't use a shield, of course. You can get these and this. And then these, and these, and the spear skills. And now on Act 3, just go around here, get these nodes, then get crit nodes all around here as you level up. I will try to put some planner into the description. I think I will do an Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, how kinda it should look like your build. I was even so lazy I didn't do the second trial. I just wanted to finish. So, overall, this is pretty strong. Even on SSF, you are really fast and strong. You just need to get a little bit used to the playstyle. And yes, so I hope you like this. And if you have questions, just write a comment. Thank you guys for watching. Bye bye.